Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and thank you so much for watching today. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for watching other videos. Thank you for stopping by on this platform. Thank you for subscribing. Hey, if you are new guys, please do not forget to subscribe. Subscribe now before you watch this video, alright? Thank you so much for understanding and a very welcome and happy new year to my new subscribers. If this is your first time here, my name is Milton Fonkwa and I talk about study abroad opportunities, alright? Or better still, abroad opportunities for all international students. And today's video, I will be taking you to a country which is levied as a tax haven in Europe. And this country I'm talking about is Luxembourg. Yeah, Luxembourg is one of those countries in the European Union which is very rich, alright? Luxembourg have a lot of resources and Luxembourg is the smallest country, or let me say one of the smallest within the European Union, and its capital, which is the Luxembourg city, is the smallest capital in the European Union as well. Now, the reason why I brought out this video is because I want international students, I want travelers, or maybe somebody watching somewhere in the United States, America, Canada, or Asia should understand that Luxembourg has a wide range of opportunities. In as much as you want to immigrate to Luxembourg as a student, there is a possibility that you can get permanent residency in Luxembourg. And how can you do that? The only way to get permanent residency in Luxembourg, or the way you can go through education and you get permanent residency in Luxembourg, is when you live in Luxembourg for 5 years. Yes, you have to live in Luxembourg for at least 5 years before you apply for permanent residence, alright? Or you apply as a permanent resident or to get permanent residency. And now, remember, when I say 5 years, it doesn't mean that you have to leave Luxembourg, move back to your home country, leave and move before you apply. No, you must be in Luxembourg without leaving Luxembourg for at least 6 months, alright? 6 months every year. Then after 5 years, you can apply for permanent residency. Is that not good news? Yes, that is good news, and I know you understand that that is good news. Now, some of the things you may want to bother yourself about include, I know some people, they are like, is Luxembourg free tuition? I know some other people will be wondering what is happening to the language. First of all, to the free tuition part, I do not know any free university in Luxembourg, but I know a relatively small proportion of fees, or let me say a university in Luxembourg where you are not charged too much money. That is, with 200 euros or more, less than 400 euros, you can study at this university, and the name of the school is the University of Luxembourg. I hope that is okay. Now, moving back to some of the opportunities in Luxembourg, you can easily get a job in Luxembourg if you are skillful, alright? Remember, salaries or fees, or let me say, salary or the amount of money you are to be paid in Luxembourg is going to be how you are skillful or not. Or let's say for you to get payments or to be employed and you are paid handsomely according to the minimum wage, you must belong to these two categories. First is either you are a skilled worker or you are an unskilled worker. And in my video, I think the video is already up on my YouTube channel, I mentioned what the skilled worker is going to earn and what the unskilled worker is going to earn while working in Luxembourg. And to be skillful in Luxembourg, at least you should have a diploma, a degree from Luxembourg or any other European country around the world, or any other country around the world, but a recognized degree from a recognized university and at least 4 years, 5 or 6 or 7 years working experience. That way you are a skilled personnel. But it doesn't mean that unskilled persons cannot get jobs in Luxembourg. No, I didn't say that. Skilled persons can get jobs, while unskilled people can also get jobs in Luxembourg. I hope you understand me. Again, you have to understand, like I said before, Luxembourg is a tax haven in Europe. What do I mean by tax haven? You may tend to find a lot of companies in Luxembourg, a lot of banks, a lot of international companies, even Coca-Cola companies, a lot of them are in Luxembourg, and you will begin to wonder, why is this country small but there are a lot of companies? That is the tax haven I'm talking about. Now, what is tax haven? Tax haven is a process where, or a situation where a country or an independent state is asked to pay a relatively small amount of tax. And Luxembourg is one of those countries where people or companies do not pay a lot of tax. That is why you find a lot of immigrants moving into Luxembourg. A lot of people from Southeast Asia, America, and Australia, they are moving to Luxembourg. Some even from Europe, all right? Yes, I know some people will wonder why many people move in as well from Australia. I didn't say many anyways, but there are people coming as well from Australia to Luxembourg, all right? Because of what? The taxes. So many countries in Europe don't have the low tax that Luxembourg exhibits, all right? So if you intend to open a company in Europe after finishing your studies, I think you should be looking at Luxembourg, all right? Look for Luxembourg, find opportunities and enter, but it's not going to be easy for you because of course there are procedures to follow, but I can say Luxembourg is a good place. Now, another advantage for you living in Luxembourg is that you should understand that nowadays the language in Luxembourg, about 80% of the language in Luxembourg is French, alright? But it doesn't mean that there are no people who speak English. You will find French 80%, but French is not a barrier to get a job, alright? As a matter of fact, most of the people working or the companies that will be recruiting you will need you to satisfy English proficiency. But if you can speak French, English, German, and Luxembourgish, this puts you in a better position to get something amazing or good. I hope you understand. Now, moving back to the issue of the tax haven, like I said before, there are certain things you do in Luxembourg like payment of your students' school fees, payment of trips, and so many other things, utilities, rents, alright? 50% of this amount goes to the government, alright, and you pay a smaller proportion. I don't remember if it's 30% or what, but remember I said the taxes are not too many to be levied on you. So if you are living in Luxembourg, you don't have a problem. The accommodation may be a problem, but living in Luxembourg and working in Luxembourg, you will never have a problem in terms of paying your accommodation. I hope you understand. In addition to the advantages in Luxembourg, remember that Luxembourg has free transportation for everybody, including the tourists. Yes, a lot of people don't know this. If you are working, if you are not working, if you are a student, if you are a visitor in Luxembourg, you can jump into any train going any direction of your choice, all right? It is absolutely free. And again, they have a popular university which I mentioned at the beginning of this video, the University of Luxembourg, which is the cheapest university in Luxembourg. So do not waste more time. Take this advantage and apply for the University of Luxembourg, which starts application, or that will start receiving applications from the 1st of February, all right? That is what you should know. Again, remember, like I said, Luxembourg have a lot of advantages, resources. Looking at some of the structures in Washington, D.C. and New York, all right, the materials were all constructed from steel that were extracted from Luxembourg, all right? You can check the information again. I'm going to put some links in the video description box so that you can click on them and read some of this information. Now, in addition to this, according to the tax haven stuff, all right, a lot of people are establishing businesses in Luxembourg because they will pay less taxes, all right, but they will make more for themselves. That is advantage you, especially those of you who would be graduating from universities in Luxembourg. You either graduate with a diploma or a degree, you still stand a chance to get a job. But remember, if you can speak German, if you can speak English and French, you have a higher probability alongside the Luxembourgish to land a job as quick as possible or go far in Luxembourg when opportunities are concerned. Now, looking at the path to permanent residence or permanency, all right, looking at the tax eruption or the tax advantage, you have the probability to live in Luxembourg just for 5 years and you get permanent residency. I hope you understand, because normally some people don't understand some of these things. When I say living for 5 years to get permanent residence, I already talked about this before. You have to be in the country for at least 6 months. It's not as if you exit and enter. No, Luxembourg don't want it that way, especially when it comes to when you are fighting for residence permit, all right, or permanent residency. You have to be careful. As a matter of fact, Luxembourg encourages people who wants to build the economy. They look at you, especially if you're working, you are saving with them, you are struggling to make some profit and also build the economy. They would be your friend, all right? But if you are borrowing money from the government, which is the baddest idea to do in Luxembourg, as I know, you may never get permanent residency. You cannot borrow and borrow and borrow and borrow and probably may not pay all, and you expect Luxembourg to give you permanent residence. No, they will not do that. All right, so that is what you need to know. So consider this free transportation in Luxembourg. That is good news for you. Again, remember, the government now is taking charge of opening English speaking schools, all right, so that your children can also study for free. Yes, it is possible. There are also, even when it comes to some employers are opening let me say language centers for their employees to work inside so that they can learn some of these languages. But before you go to the company, if you have some knowledge about the language, that is advantage you. I hope this video helps you. If it does, please do not forget to subscribe and support the movement. Until we meet again in another one.